Now, I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. What in the heck is a Zippo leak? I'm going to go into one of his other incidents a little bit later, but there's this guy, I believe he goes by Zippo, or that's not his like real name, but I think he just goes by Zippo. And basically he was guessing, insert a company name, and he was just guessing like their plans and everything that they were going to be doing in the future for their either series, projects, etc. And now he's doing it for our company Sega and our blue boy Sonic. And now since I do YouTube, I want to talk about it. Hey guys, it's your boy Socks for 5 and 6, and I mean we got some real interesting information to talk about today. But let's go ahead and run through the basics. Make sure you guys leave a like on today's video. Our goal is always 20 likes a video until we hit our next milestone being 300 subscribers. And speaking of subscribing, if you're new and you like what you see, subscribe. We're trying to hit our goal of 300 subscribers before the end of March and just continue to build this community. And I mean we've been growing really fast, and I'm happy with the community that we have right now, but of course we want to continue to grow, continue to just build on to these amazing people we have in the community. And I'm super excited for what we got in store for the future. And I mean we got a lot of projects in store, like we got some staffs and some fans ready to play some multiplayer games, and something in May that I'm super excited for that gets released at the end of the year, but I can't say anything yet really, but I can't even say that, so I just gotta keep it quiet. But really quickly, I want to tell you guys how he could be actually really legit with his leaks, and it's not just a guy making leaks, I'm just talking about This was also the first time I heard of Zippo as well. So basically he was leaking information about Nintendo, saying things like when directs will happen, when games will be announced, and even he guessed the port of Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Now that last one there, he did not get it right word for word. He called it like Super Mario 3D World Deluxe or something like that, but I mean it makes sense since they had like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and like the Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, I believe it is called. But it doesn't even matter because at the end of the day, it was still ported to Switch, and he still got the like date and things like that correct. And again, this dude is not just some smojo at his computer writing some leaks. No, this dude is quite legit. And I mean, this is pretty interesting because now he's doing it on our boy Sonic. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in to see what's true, what's fake, and what I believe overall. And if you want to check this article out for yourself, I'll have the link in the description. I'm not going to be looking at everything word for word, so if you want to just check out something that I missed over or something that I didn't think was so important, you can just check out the article in the description. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and talk about the Sonic leaks. I'm going to be starting with the second heading because the first heading actually has to deal with a lot of business stuff with Sega and them like taking over Sonic. Again, it's just a leak, but I don't find that interesting. The first heading is called What to Expect, but like the first bullet point, which is what I'm going to be focusing on, is called Modern Sonic is the focus. Now, if you actually read this word for word, if you just skim read it, doesn't really matter because the same exact meaning comes from it, and that means that they're really trying to market out Modern Sonic as much as they can. And even though like games like Sonic Mania did so well, they don't really care because, I mean, Modern Sonic is like the next guy up and they want to use him so they can just say they have one Sonic, or you get what I'm trying to say though. They want to be able to have one Sonic and they want to be able to market him because the modern cast is so much bigger than the classic cast. And I think with all those types of characters, and like with Modern Sonic comes like Modern Vector and like Modern Espio and things like that, and they want to be able to just market him out and have him be like the face instead of Classic Sonic, or even both of them. And really quickly before we move on to the next section, here's a quote from the last section that we just read. I feel like it really sums up what it was basically about. It says, Modern has much more potential in terms of merch, spin-offs, television, comics, you name it. It's what the franchise had its core identity since 1998, and that's not changing. Prime sounds like it'll be counting this sentiment. Now for my final statement, do I think that this part of the article is true? I do. I do think that Modern Sonic is going to be the focus of Sonic the Hedgehog, because also in an interview Tyson Hess, he was doing with like Sonic Prime, he was like interviewed on Sonic Prime, my bad. He said that Sega is going to be like moving away from Classic Sonic, and now with this and the leak in Tyson Hess's words, I really do believe it. I think it's not that far-fetched anyways, and I don't think anything's wrong with it. I do think Modern Sonic should be the focus, and again, with like him being more marketable, that's like the main key, and him having more characters and just things in his world. I think it's really important. I think it should happen, and I do think it will happen, basically. The next section is called the splits of 2D and 3D Sonic. Now, this section is quite short and simple. It basically just says that there's going to be one fully 3D game and the other one's going to be fully 2D. Now, the quote from this section that I really want to read says, I have heard that from this point on, they're going back to 2D and 3D gameplay being the sole dimensions of the respective games. Now, if this is true, I'm super excited because that potentially means that they could have games like a gameplay style like Adventure and then just a gameplay style like Sonic Mania, aka one 3D game and one 2D game. I'm not like 100% sold on this part of the leak. My friend Knight says it best. He says, they did it for a while now. Why would they stop now? 2D sections are easier to make than 3D sections, you know? And I mean, he's not wrong. 2D sections are easier to make than 3D sections. But the only way I could think of Sega wanting to do this is because they want to, again, do an adventure style type of game. Or they just want to prove fans wrong, I guess, that they can make a 3D game. I'm not 100% sure. For the time being, I'm going to mark this one false because I don't know. It just... I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it'll be in the realm of possibilities, if you know what I'm trying to say. All right, so the next heading we're going to be skipping because it literally isn't important. It's called Prime Time. There's no information on it, so I'm skipping this one. But the next heading really caught my attention. It's called A New Sonic Collection. This is already giving me Super Mario 3D All-Stars vibes. After reading this, it was actually quite interesting and not what I was expecting to hear. They were thinking of games like Sonic Advanced, Pocket Adventure, and like Sonic R being like likely inclusions to be in their like ports and remasters and things like that. And then just to put the stick in the mud to this awkwardly interesting leak here, they already go ahead and say this will have no Sonic Adventure 1 or 2 remakes. Now, I don't even know if to believe this or not because this seems so left field, like it could be something that Sega does to have those 3 types of games in a pack basically, and not the games that people want. So I don't know. I don't think it's true, but I definitely think there's potential for it to be true. I'm not going to stay on this next heading too long, but I do think it's pretty interesting, and it's basically that there's another Olympic game title in the works. Oh, and yeah, and if you guys haven't checked out my video on the Olympics, I think you guys should check it out. It's pretty interesting, and I definitely think I did a pretty good job on it. It's a new style video, so yeah, go hit that up for me. And as this part of the article goes, nothing's really confirmed. The game is in the works, but since the Olympics in real life may not even go on because of the pandemic, you know, there's just not much to say about this. I think it's true, though. There's no reason for it not to be true. That would be stupid if they just lied about it. But, I mean, yeah, I'm 50-50 on this one. This second to last heading here is really interesting because it's not what you think, but it's a new 2D Sonic game. Now, there's going to be a lot that you'll read in this section about who the developers will be, how this game is not yet in development, and just things that the guy doesn't know overall. The most interesting thing, in my opinion, is that this game is going to have modern Sonic and not classic Sonic, and it's going to be like the Sonic Advanced and Rush games. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say this is true, not only because I want this to happen, but I do think since everything's kind of falling in line chronologically, this could happen because obviously the first thing being modern Sonic is the focus, and now we're here and he's in 2D games as well. Yes, I think this will happen, and I would love to play like Rush and Advanced style games because I have played them, I just wasn't old enough to remember, and I would just love to see them again. In this last heading here, it's called the next 3D Sonic game. There is so much to talk about. I'm going to be talking about one thing in specific, and I got a friend to look at this as well, and he talks about it, and I'll put what he has up on screen when I get there. But it talks about full 3D, no hybrid, features with the spin dash, so that gives me adventure vibes. Multiplayer returns, no returning people from Forces. It's like the post Forces era, and Sonic Team is literally nothing more than a brand. That is huge. Sega's taking full control over our boy Sonic, and I love to see it. But the thing that I'm going to be sticking on is that the next Sonic game is not Boost. Keep in mind, nothing is confirmed, but this is just something I really want to see, and I honestly hope it happens because I just think Sega's ran its course with the Boost formula. But this quote right here says, "It is not a Boost game. Sega has realized that they've done all that they can with this formula. So this is allegedly a return to a more of a adventure/traditional platformer, which is seen as having fun and more long-term potential." Now again, I have no idea if this is true, but I just want it to happen because I actually have a video, I think it's going to be coming out next week or in 2 weeks, about the Boost formula and just the Boost era, from how it went from, geez, this is a game that you want to play, to, God, this game is god-awful, basically. And I'm just so happy that this could and potentially really could be true, that there's no more Boost and we're going back to either adventure or a new gameplay style. And really quickly here before we end off today's video, my friend Knight had these things to say about these 2 bullet points. He had more, but I'm only focusing on these 2 because they have to do with the game and not much so with development. This first one says, features return of the spin dash and 3D character upgrades. He says, well, this does make sense if they're going to return to the previous formula. And the other bullet point that had to do with multiple characters characters. He says, no leads to the playable characters seems fair. And Knight, if you're watching this, I would just like to say thank you. Your help was much appreciated. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. So what do you guys think about these Zippo leaks? Are they real? Are they fake? Are you 50-50 like me? Just tell me in the comment section below. And make sure you guys leave a like on today's video. That's super important. Helps get the video out to more people. If you are new to subscribe, you already know the goal. You already know what we're trying to hit over here. And make sure you guys check out my Plush series, as there's a new arc called Shadow's Arc. If you guys haven't seen the trailers to that, make sure you guys go check that out. I know a lot of you guys are hyped for it, and you guys had a lot of questions, so I'm super happy. I can't really say much until after Sunday because the Space Colony arc, which is the next episode. I'm super excited to show that off. And actually, there's going to be a new writer. There's a new writer that helped me write this. It's a her. She doesn't want me to give her name away just yet, just because she's waiting to see you guys' reaction to the episode, and she's going to be helping me write all of Shadow's arc. So I'm super excited for this. I'm super excited to see how you guys react to me and hers writing. I think we did a really good job though, so I'm super excited for this overall. But before I end off today's video, I want to just give a quick shout out to one of my staff members. His name is Blitzman83. That's his YouTube channel name, so go subscribe to him. He does plush content and I believe Let's Plays. So if you like that type of stuff, go subscribe to him. He's a really good dude, real kind-hearted dude. I'm just feeling generous, and I just wanted to get this out to shout out to him. But with that being said, I love you guys. Wear your socks. Peace.